Hi, welcome to the video lesson on solving order of operations with fractions. So here we have GEMDAS. The G stands for grouping symbols, E for exponents, MD multiplication or division, and AS addition and subtraction. So you always know that you need to perform whatever is inside grouping symbols first. So since we do not have any operations within grouping symbols itself, we can go ahead and cross out the G. And we do have exponents that we're working with. So let's go ahead and solve that. So 2/3 squared is really 2 times 2 divided by 3 times 3. And that's equal to 4/9. Bring everything else down. So that's divided by -5/7 minus 2/3. Okay, so now we can look to see what else we need to perform. So we've completed exponents. So next comes multiplication or division, whichever appears first from left to right. So here we have division, and notice we also have subtraction. But remember, division has precedence over subtraction. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 4/9 divided by -5/7. So remember, we're going to keep the first fraction when you're dividing fractions, and you're going to change the division into multiplication. And then you're going to take the reciprocal of the second fraction, which -5/7 will become -7/5. Bring everything else down. Okay, so now you're going to multiply. So remember, multiplication comes before subtraction. So 4/9 times -7/5. So we're going to multiply across the numerators. So 4 times -7 is -28. So that's, let's see, -28 over 9 times 5 is 45. And we have minus 2/3. Okay, so now if you take a look here, when we're subtracting fractions, we need to get the denominators the same. So we need to find the least common denominator. So 45 will be the least common denominator. So that means we don't have to do anything with this first fraction, but we need to do something about the second fraction. So somehow we have to change 3 into 45, and we do that by multiplying by 15. Because 3 times 15 is 45. Whatever you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. So we can go ahead and proceed as normal. So we have a common denominator of 45. And we have -28 minus 30. Because -2 times 15 is -30, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed. 45 in our denominator, and -28 minus 30 is -58. And usually you see fractions rewritten as negative, or written as -58 over 45. It really doesn't matter where the negative sign is at, but most people are used to seeing it written this way. So the answer is -58 over 45. Okay, so that's it for this one. Now let's go over another problem that you may see. So we're still following GEMDAS. Okay, and let's say that you're given the expression, let's say it's, yeah, so let's just say it's -7/8. Okay, and that's multiplied by 4/5 minus 2/3 squared. Okay, so anytime you have grouping symbols, you're going to look and see if you have grouping symbols within grouping symbols, and you're always going to go ahead and work your way from the innermost to the outermost grouping symbols. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. So here we're working with grouping symbols. Technically, we have parentheses here, but we do not have any operations that we need to perform within it. So let's just go ahead and drop them. So negative 7/8 times, let me see, 4/5 minus, and then we're going to, let's see, so minus 2/3 squared. Okay, so that's 2 times 2 divided by 3 times 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. So we have negative 7/8 times 4/5 minus 2 times 2 is 4, divided by 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so here we have subtraction within grouping symbols. So we're not going to multiply, right? Because remember, in our order of operations, we have to perform what's inside grouping symbols first. So let's just bring it down. So we have negative 7/8 times, and we have 4/5 minus 4/9. But notice, since we are subtracting fractions, we need to find the least common denominator. So that will be 45. So let's go ahead and take these fractions and turn the denominators into 45. So 5, that means 5 times 9 is 45, right? Do it, multiply by 9 in the numerator as well. Minus 4/9, and 9 times 5 is 45. 4 times 5. Okay, so now let's go ahead and subtract our fractions. So we have a common denominator of 45. Okay, and now we're going to multiply 4 times 9, which is 36, minus 4 times 5 is 20. So that's equal to 16 over 45. But we are not finished yet. So we're finished with this. So now let's bring everything else down that we were working with. So we have negative 7/8. So we'll bring that up here so that way there's more room. Negative 7/8 times 16/45. So now we can go ahead and multiply our fractions. But first we can take a look and see if there are any common factors that we can simplify, and we do. We have 8 and 16. 8 goes into 8 once. 8 goes into 16 twice. Okay, so now we're left with negative 7 times 2 is equal to negative 14. Oops, meant to write the 1 first. Negative 14. And 1 times 45 is 45. So our answer, or simplified answer, is negative 14/45. Okay, so I hope this lesson was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Thanks.